All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mick. Nice to see you here. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. It's leg 4 of our 32-leg flight going to the former Dutch East Indies, now known as Indonesia. We are flying from Budapest in Hungary to Belgrade, Serbia today. So let's talk about a few things before we get started. So what we're going to do today is we're going to fly with the live settings on. What that means is we're going to use fuel. We can possibly encounter mechanical problems along the way. So if we were fully loaded with fuel, this is the range of our Fokker F.VIIb, fully loaded. Okay, but we're going to be well within our limits today, so we'll be fine with the amount of fuel. I may add a little bit more just to be safe if anything were to happen, but we should have more than enough fuel on board. So if anything happens on the way, we'll deal with it as best as possible. Hopefully it doesn't lead to a catastrophic crash or anything, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, as always, before we get started, please pay attention to the following announcement from your streaming host. International streaming rules and regulations require me to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the Fokker F.VIIb 3M-Retrofit. We are departing from Budapest, and we are headed to Belgrade. I am not taking requests for flights. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays, jetliner which includes regional jet flights, and we'll get to more on that later. Thursdays are military aviation flights. Saturdays, we do flights featuring the P-38 Lightning. Sundays is our scenic flights. And as always, any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. All right, so let's get in here and get started. Oh, I need to change the weather. I forgot about that. Oops-a-daisy. Sip my coffee while this thing finishes loading. Okay. Here we go. All right, before I do anything else, let me minimize this. Oops. And I'm going to minimize that for right now. Weather. Seems like we have, I mean, if this is live, well, you know what, I'm just going to, no, not on the Arctic chill. I don't know why it automatically goes to that. I guess that's the first option. Just a few clouds, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. That should be fine. All right, let's get this thing started up. Ooh, almost forgot something. And away we go. Skeptic Content, how are you? Nice to see you here. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and dial in my first frequency here, 11250. We are all set. Let's go ahead and... Now what I'm going to do, they're going to tell me where we're going to, which, you want to go south. Oh. We're just going to add just a little bit more gas. I can live with that. All right, there's all that. It's 1-3 left. Should be able to go. This way. Hello, Joseph. Hold on, just I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I just had a little, somewhat of a crazy morning this morning. Just, but yeah, it's fine. It's all good. Nice to see everybody here on this Monday. Hopefully it's a good day so far for everybody. So go to 1-3 left. Using... Scoot over this way. Oops. right. So while we're taxing, so tomorrow we were supposed to be flying in the Embraer 175. I could not get. It seems like with Sim Update 9, the Embraer has become unusable again. So it will be relegated to the hangar for the time being while we wait for them to release a patch. I think they're working on one. Hopefully it will be released this week, but we'll see. So tomorrow's flight will be in the 737 MAX going from Jacksonville to Newport News for our Jetliner Tuesday. Hopefully that should be a nice little flight tomorrow. Wednesday we will continue from Belgrade to Sofia, Bulgaria. Thursday we will be in the Grumman G44A, the Widgeon, I think it's called. And Friday we're doing a flight from Abu Dhabi to Riyadh for one of the 2 requested flights that I had for this month. The only problem is I did not write down who requested the flight for this Friday, but we'll get it done. Check that later because it's not like a message being sent to me directly. Discord. Oh, what's our next one? 1380. At least that's set. Might be kind of a quiet Monday. It usually is. I think, isn't it bank holiday or banking day or something? Bank holiday in the UK today, Mick? I think it's like a extra day off or something. Never quite understood the concept of what that day is supposed to be like or what it's for. Labor Day. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. Bank holiday in the UK. Yeah, remember yesterday was the celebration of the Rights of Workers Day. you know, it flexes me that we have to have a day to celebrate something that should have been obvious, you know, something that should have been there from the start. You know, it always amazes me, but you know, it is what it is. I think holidays fall on a Sunday to indicate. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some holidays that I'm just like, I don't quite understand again, we're coming back on those rights, so we might as well. Yep, that's true. That is true. All right, we're almost at our stop point. We'll get everything dialed in, make sure it's all correct, and then we will be in the air. Let's see how well I fare with everything on true to life. Mechanical failures possible. I think we've got more than enough gas to get there. Although it seems like I've used quite a bit just to taxi over. I might have to cheat a little bit and refill just a couple gallons. Yeah, I thought I put 60 gallon or 60% fuel in there. Hold on a second. There's no way we could have used 12% of our fuel already taxiing over. I would think that's kind of scary. Let's have a look at that before we depart, because I have to handle the radios as well. Fuel. Okay. Well, I guess we're okay. All right. Oh, good morning, Amela. Must be online. What do we say? Oh, that. Oh, day off. Yes, you're right about that, Skeptic. It does seem a lot of the stuff gets lost, and so everybody's just like, oh, it's a day off. We've had that problem here in America with like Memorial Day and Veterans Day, because they're like, what does this all mean? And everybody's like, it's a day off. Go barbecue. Okay, you don't understand the context of why you're getting a day off, then you know that's not good. Well, nice to see you here, Amela. Hopefully it was a nice morning for you. All right. Okie dokie. We are lined up here. Oops. All right. That's as good as it's going to get. So we're going to go. Oop, boy, this thing really wants to go. Trying to. 132 is our. Don't get me started on this. Oh, hello, Airlock. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. 132. All right, let me get this dialed in, because this is our first. Where we're going to be heading to once we get in the air. Then we're just going to make a little turn after that. Okay. And then we'll dial back our... oh, nice. Glad to hear it. Boy, this plane is all over the place this morning. Okay, let's get in the air because this is getting a little troubling. Away we go. Food places, anything else, whatever. Throttle's just a smidge. Probably gonna have to cheat a little bit because this wind is really getting us off course, and today's one of those days I don't have the, yeah, look at that. We are... Ooh, wow. Yeah, I'm not too, yes, Amela, I just had a few chicken nuggets last night for dinner. I didn't make like a big plate, just, you know, maybe like 10. Because I got one of them big bags of them from Walmart, so, yeah, that was about it. Tomorrow is Tuesday. What's tomorrow, Joseph? Why is tomorrow going to be fun? What is the, particular reason for that. One more news is that the shops close an hour earlier the day before a holiday, which screws me regularly. As they, oh yeah, that is a back to your usual eating habits. Well, I'm happy for you, Amela. That's always good. A hangry Amela is an unpleasant Amela. Back a little bit, so not too much more stress on the engines already. Dial the mixture back a little bit as well. Maybe a little bit not even. They don't have the all the necessary controls to. Alright, let's dial, swap that, DME, and then we want 152. Oh, I thought you were doing that today. I shop earlier in the day, but I always forget the butcher closes 2 hours from noon to Yeah, one of the things I want to get better at is the timing of our navigation and all that. I want to kind of get as good as, well, I don't know if I'll ever get as good as Captain Arish is, but well, one of my goals is to improve my navigating skills. It's just kind of hard on the Xbox because on the PC you have more bells and whistles that you can use for the navigation stuff. So, hey, I shot my first. Oh, it went really well until it didn't. Yes, I know. I remember that feeling. You know, you're like, oh, it's going to happen, and then all of a sudden it's like something's not working. Why? Well, congratulations. Well, at least you tried, and the place has a huge display of beer. And then they close for 2 hours for lunch too, and leave the display of beer out there. Never an issue. The country. Yeah. Well, it's nice to have everybody here today. On our way to Belgrade. You know, when we did the flight yesterday over Lisbon, I completely forgot that to take a photo during the flight. So I apologize. I forgot my flight picture, so we will pop outside here. And get a photo. The only thing is I don't know what I'm get this to minimize. Doesn't want to for some reason. There we go. Start kind of leveling off here. I don't want to go too much higher. Ooh, look at that wind. Whoa, look at that. Alright, let's try to get a picture here. I don't know. Oh, it will. Okay. I have to close this, well. That. I like that picture right there. It wait a minute. I know what happened. I for some reason the active pause got engaged. Oops, I was like, wait a minute, why doesn't it seem like the plane's moving? There we go. Alright. Let's get back inside here. Yes, that is a problem, Skeptic. That is a known problem when it does that. For some unknown reason, it will... it gives you those crazy instructions, and everybody's just like, just ignore them, and if you know where you're going and you know what you're doing, just continue, because eventually it will kind of get back on track, So... Yeah, that's one of the frustrating things that I have, and I think that's why a lot of people just stop using ATC. But when you're flying in a plane that you're doing an ILS approach, you think that, oh, I'll get my instructions and it'll be good and all that. But then it comes up with some very silly requests along the way, and you're just like, wait a minute, I'm in my arrival portion of my flight, so why would I suddenly go almost all the way back up to where I was cruising at? Yeah, it's one of those things I'm going to have to get used to. I tried it before, and it feels kind of weird not hearing it, but I just have to get used to it, I think. I will. That's something that will be done eventually. I just, at first I was like, okay, I'll go, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting ready to go into my final approach. Why would I go up several thousand feet and then a minute or two later be told, oh no, go ahead and go back down here, or reduce even, for our, where we should be for approach. So, I talked to my yeah. Boy, this wind is really... we're putting one step and nose over a bit here as I'm turning back towards the... I'm really curious to see where our next leg of the flight over in Australia tonight. That should be fun. Looking forward to seeing more interesting scenery there in Australia. I want to go on F.VIIb in a few months, and then that's one of the things that people are like, why can't we get F.VIIb on the Xbox? And it's like, well, no, that's just the way the Xbox is right now, and I don't expect that we would ever get something like that on the Xbox, but it would be nice to, because you want that. I think that a little bit of immersion helps, but the in-game ATC is a hot mess, and it's something I know in the forums, which I've basically resigned myself to staying away from for the foreseeable future. That's one of the big requests, it seems, overall, is a the ATC needs to be overhauled, like in a serious way. But because otherwise, it's just going to be, it's just too much to deal with. There it goes. It's like all of a sudden it wants to just goes over. It's like, no, plane, I just want you to turn to the right. That's all. I don't want you going zipping down to the ground and we lose altitude and we crash all of a sudden. I think we're good. All of our pressures, everything should be in the green right now. So we'll just keep an eye on our. I'm gonna sip more of my coffee. Pardon me, real quick. Had a couple bowls of cereal this morning to get the blood flowing. Have enough energy to hopefully contend with whatever may happen today in this flight. As long as everything remains in the green. Okay, I guess gotta raise the nozzle pressure just a little bit. Yeah, so if in case some of you haven't heard, I had almost 500 hours in the sim. I should have been at 500 hours probably back in late March with all the amount of flying I had done with Captain Arish. You know, two days a week I was doing at least an additional 3 hours on top of whatever I was doing on my own anyway. Hours are gone. And so I said, you know, it's just sad. You know, you're making progress and you see that, and that's, I think it's, you know, makes it more rewarding to see that. Now I track my own hours now on my own spreadsheet because I was, for whatever reason, like say I fly tonight with Captain Arish, suddenly on Tuesday when I go back into my logbook, those hours are gone for some unknown reason. So I posted in the forums, I said, you know, I'm a little gutted because, you know, I was making progress and, you know, I was working towards that 500 hour achievement and everything, and then it's gone. And somebody's like, well, but you know you flew the hours and, you know, you enjoyed doing them, so what difference does it make? And I said, I get it, I have enjoyed and I have improved, but when you have something like that just suddenly yanked out from underneath you, you know, it just kind of makes it, you know, you feel a little bit hollow because it's like you're starting over from scratch and you don't know why, you know. And so I said, you know, I guess I'm wasting my time trying to understand what possibly could have happened. Did I contribute to it somehow? Did I hit a button and it just, I accidentally erased it myself? I don't know. But I said, you know, plus I'm wasting my time trying to validate my disappointment to people who think I'm stupid for being disappointed. Volante try. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Everybody's like, why just back it up? And I'm like, well, I can't. You would think, as my friend Nick has said, that that sort of information would be stored on a cloud somewhere, so that if there was a loss of that information, they could restore it from the last known save, and then you could pick up from there. But we don't. For whatever reason, that's not what we have. So I fly that sim for the procedures, though. In addition, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it feels, you know, but, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm not like giving up on the sim, but it's just like, you know, it's like if you were a real world pilot and you lost your logbook and then all of a sudden somebody's like, we don't have any backups, so we can't validate your hours. You know, you'd be like, but, you know, so yeah, it's just a bit of a letdown, but yeah, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to sign out from the forums and just not even bother with it anymore. So there's a, at least I know Murph and most everybody I follow on Discord, they post the, whenever there's the developer update sort of stuff and any other news, so it's not like I gotta be there all the time. It's just, yeah. It's like, there's no point in wasting the energy on it. A little more coffee. Alright, I'm back. So, let's see. This is actually the longest leg of our flight, 71 nautical miles. And then, oh, I forgot. There is a NDB. I should dial that in. But probably totally forgot. 456. Perfect. Doesn't hurt. No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it's just that you have to kind of try to trim it out and get it to level off. So, and it's very, like trying to do all that with the Xbox controller is a real chore. So, So yeah, I'm just trying to make those small adjustments. So, all right, take your airlock. I appreciate it. Lurk away if you have to. Show how much you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It is nice, and that's what I was trying to kind of get across. But it's like, well, yeah, it'd be nice if, but I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I'm just like, I'm done trying to validate my discipline, whatever. All right, next one would be 11560. We have 2 DMEs. We're on our way to our first one, then we'll turn and head to our second one, and then we'll pick up the BOR DME outside of Belgrade. Oops. Oops, boy, this thing really easy. Ooh, and it's easy to overcorrect. Well, that wind is really kicking us off course. So wait, Allison is going to hand fly. Well, no, I think do they have like a gyro pilot? I thought the Electra had a gyro pilot, but because I think she's used it before when she's been flying with Captain Arish, but then there was one time it like totally went bonkers on her for some reason. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, she'll have to make those little adjustments along the way to make sure they stay on track. Which, I mean, 20 hours, that's a lot. You're gonna have to pay attention for a very long time. Oh yeah, I remember that, because I remember I was watching and she was like, the gyro pilot just suddenly, and she's like, wait a minute, something's not right, you know. So yeah, I'm guessing she will have to, but that's the amount of attention you're gonna have to pay for that long of a trip is just, it's gonna just wear you out on that. I'm guessing they're gonna have to take turns, and you know, like, Arsh will fly for a while and she'll fly for a while and get some rest, and then oh yes, so yes, she will have to, you know, basically have to hand fly it. Yeah, that's something that I think she's going to have to do, because there's just no way of there's no autopilot system in this one. In the Junkers 52, there is somewhat of an autopilot, but the Junkers is much easier, I feel, to kind of level things out, and it's just easier to fly. This is a bit tougher because there's no flaps, there's nothing to help you fly a little bit better, I guess. You know, it's going to be. So yeah, that's going to be a very long trip. Yeah, that is going to. Oh, she's going to be smoked by the end. I would be smoked about 10 hours in. You know, yeah, to have to pay attention for that long and keep up with the navigation and everything. And, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Now I'm guessing, is Celestial Navigator, I think he offered to do the navigating for her on that flight? If I remember, because I know she was talking about it in one of the most recent. It was either, yeah, but also very, yeah, that part, you know, like I was thinking about doing, but I'm like, I just don't have, I can't, yeah, it'd be too much. Yeah, there's some collab making. Yeah. Yeah, I remember, I think it was on Saturday when they were flying it. It was like on the first leg, I think, that Celestial Navigator said our time went on for. Oh, wow, yeah, that's. Whew. I would have loved to have done it, but that's just, yeah, that's very difficult to do in one sitting. Well, I mean, you know, you got to get up and move around, like she said, but. You know, unless you're flying in a plane that has an autopilot, you know, or something, yeah, it would be very, very difficult to do. We're still on our way. At least we're still a little bit closer to the line than we were a while ago. Hours. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. That, to me, that reminds me when I would be on 24-hour duty in the Army. You know, you're just, those last few hours just seem to drag on. You're just like, when's it gonna end? Where's my relief at? Oh, yeah. I don't miss those days. I got a bit silly when I wrote that one. Yes. Yep. I can imagine. Well, it seems like we're doing pretty good. There's our fuel. That's the crazy thing about this. I have to remove the yoke in order to get closer to the other dials. Still good on fuel. Looks like. The temps are good. Looks like we're doing okay. Knock on wood. But that look on you realize he hit the car. Yeah, I do enjoy watching him whenever it's, and that's one of the great things about the sim is when it all goes well and you're just like, yes, it's like the most amazing feeling in the world. That's the one thing I really enjoy about flying with him is that, you know, he does go out of his way to try to help people, explain things in a way that make, you know, as best as he can, that hopefully it makes sense, but he'll still kind of like, okay, let me tackle it from a different perspective and see if I can't help you figure it out. So yeah, that's one of the, finding people in the community like that is one of the most amazing things, I think. This is when that you get folks who are, you know, they treat you like you're an idiot in a way, or you know, they don't spend that time trying to explain things to you in a way that you're like, okay, I get it now. Yeah, it just makes it much tougher, I think, to want to be a part of the community. If I could figure it out, I'd probably put a little rudder trim into the. This would be to the. Right, maybe a little bit. Well, it seems like the wind might be finally calming down here. So. No, they're not. And the seats in the back, like when they did the flight, the one that Allie's going to replicate, in the I think those seats were like wicker seats to save weight. So those were not comfortable at all. I would imagine it'd be like a torture chair, something you would, you know. Oh yeah. But yeah, they're not. They don't seem very comfortable. Like there's probably very little to no padding, or you know, they would probably fold up their jackets or maybe grab some kind of a padding to put there, but it'd be very thin. And yeah, after so many hours, your butt would go numb and. Finally on our magenta line, see how long we can stay here. But yeah, so we'll see what happens this week with the I'm sure there's got to be some stuff some fixes in the works for some other stuff that's been happening since some update 9. It's made it. A lot of people are just like, they feel it's unbearable to play. They can't get anything done. So, which is unfortunate. Next one will be 128, 46 nautical miles. We should be almost there at our navigation point there, SEG. Oh, pardon me, I had to sneeze. Luckily, I muted myself in time. Woo! So yeah, tomorrow we'll do a 737 MAX flight Jacksonville to Newport News. It should take about maybe an hour and a half or something flight time. And then we'll be back on the Fokker F.VIIb going from Belgrade to Sofia. That should be a fairly, well, no, that one's going to be a bit long because we have the longest portion of our flight will be once we depart Belgrade. We have 158 nautical miles to our waypoint or nav point, and then we only have 27 nautical miles to get to our airport there in Sofia. Let's see, Thursday we'll be in the G44A going from Elizabeth City Coast Guard Air Station to Wallops. Yeah, so that should be a fun flight. And then we're doing a flight Abu Dhabi to Riyadh, the A320. Hello, Patrice. Nice to see you here. Late Saturday, Salinas to Santa Rosa. Continuing our flights to former Army Air Corps airfields, starting in California. Sunday we'll be in Iceland. We're going from Oslo to, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Malmo? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. No, wait, no, that's the wrong thing. No, Iceland, yes. Reykjavik to Vestmannaeyjar. I guess I'm probably butchering that name, but yes, that's where Sunday. We'll probably take the Cessna 172 or something. Just, we can just kind of fly over the scenery and just check it out. Should be a nice flight. Yeah, a good week this week. Lots to do. think I have pretty much. We've still got a while to go, Skeptic. We should be almost at the waypoint here coming up soon. SEG. So if you gotta work, do so. It's all good. No worries. Happy to have you along. This is supposed to be about a 2-hour, 15-minute flight, but we're going faster than we probably should be, but that's okay. As long as the engines are still going good and we're not losing any pressures or anything, then I think we're fine. Yep, there's SEG should be coming up here in a moment. Alright, yeah, we could do a little bit of altitude. Slowly. Coming in. Thank you for the 4 thumbs up. Over on the tube of you. Nice to see you all here. Alright, I think I am confident enough we can step away for just a brief moment. I will be right back. If the plane starts to go too wild, don't worry about it. I will come back and we'll get it all fixed. So sit tight. Be right back. Wow, that wind really pushed me off. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Down my last 205. Right, get that locked in. Ooh, that's a good sign. Correctly, I am 20 or 30. Okay. So looking far in advance for the month of May, on the 29th there will not be any flights that day, on that Sunday. A nice chilled day off. So, yeah, no flight, nothing, no streams or anything on the 29th. Give Monday. Let's see what we're doing with that. We'll be continuing our journey on our way to the former Dutch East Indies. So just a bit of context here. Basically, this was a service that KLM provided for business folks coming from Amsterdam to the former Dutch colonies. It took them about a week or so to do the flight, as long as there was no issues along the way or any weather concerns or whatever. But they would they would land at Belgrade, refuel, and then go on to Sofia, all in the same day. They would, try to get as much flying done, within the amount of time that they have. So, because they could only fly during the day. So, but that's, like I said, that's way too much flying for me to do. Sorry about the sirens in the background. Somebody's holding up the fire department for some reason. Very busy street. Fire department, ambulances. Matter of fact, probably pretty soon we'll go blasting by to the hospital right down the street from where I live. So yeah, I looked this up when I was like, what sort of stuff did they do for KLM for, where did they fly around the world? And then I saw this and I'm like, yeah, this would be amazing. And then when I looked at it, I was like, that's going to be a lot of flying. So I've broken it up as much as possible along the way. So otherwise, it would be very long flights. But I really wanted to do this when I started looking into it. I think this would be an amazing sort of journey, much like, you know, Captain Arish's flight around the world in the 172, and Ali doing the Amelia Earhart flights. So I feel like I gotta sneeze again. It won't come out. Ugh. How are we looking on fuel? Still good, looks like. Knock on fake wood. This is going very well so far. There's an accident down the road or something. Hello, Jody. Nice to see you here. Welcome. We are in the Fokker F.VIIb 3-motor retrofit because we have some additional tools at our disposal for navigation. And we are heading to Belgrade, Serbia, on this former KLM route to the former Dutch East Indies, now called Indonesia. We're probably at least, I'd say we're past the halfway point to get to Belgrade. So the most exciting part, hopefully it goes well and come in for landing, will be happening before we know it. We still have, once we get to our next waypoint, CNI, we will turn for 59 nautical miles for Belgrade, and it will come in on runway 12, and we'll be done for the day. We're getting down to business so we can get back to the business of getting down. It's been a good flight so far. We're basically, so you can have like all the failures turned off, like you can fly, nothing will fall apart or whatever, but we have all that on right now. We're using up our fuel and our we could have a mechanical failure at any point on any number of our engines, or one of our 3 engines, or all 3 could quit on us for all we know. So, but we're plugging along nicely. So, yeah, we're doing okay. I think that's our, kind of like our fuel gauges there in the back, if I remember correctly, but passenger area below. You can't see any passengers or anything. We're carrying 2 besides myself and the co-pilot, which you can't see either, but their weight is factored into the weight of the aircraft along with the fuel and their baggage. So yeah, doing pretty darn good. Yes, this is a 1930s aircraft that saw service in many different places. I just got to remember at the end I got to update my tracker list. My Google spreadsheet. Hello, Mello, once again. Nice to see you here. Now we just need Addies to come in and say he's back as well. Then the circle will be complete. No spider webs. Nope. Nope. Just a bit of a weird funkiness around the edge of the window here. But yeah, it's got some character. I like it. Yep, see, there he is. The circle is now complete. Okay, take care, Skeptic. Nice to see you here. Try not to have too much fun in the meeting. Catch you later. Thumbs up. Ooh-wee. Check it out. I'm like infamous now. I'm more than famous. I'm infamous. Well, if we're near a rod approach, that I guess that could be a possible place to land if we had an emergency. I don't know if they have enough of a runway for it, but to handle us. But we got to start losing some altitude. All right, so they're telling us. All right, so if they're telling us to continue there, then we must be within a decent amount of distance. Oh, nice, Amela. Nice to hear. And then you got to get it set up and get everything put back onto that Xbox. Just out of curiosity, what? We just talked about it. Why do you keep bouncing me between the two? Jerks. Oops. just out of curiosity, what is our nearest airport? L-Y-K-I. But arrive would sounds like they're the one that we could probably go to if we had any sort of malfunctions. Oh yeah, that too. Start losing a little bit of altitude here. So Mick, have you had the your board meeting already to decide what's happening tonight, or are you guys taking a... Goodness gracious. Boy, they love... It's like I'm trying to talk to two different senators. They love talking to me, but they can't decide who's going to talk to me for longer. Watch, I'm going to go to a rod approach again. Here it comes. Yep, see? Oh, boy. All right. We're almost at that point. Jeez. Pardon me, I want to blow my nose real quick. I was hoping I'd sneeze it out, but it doesn't want to. Yeah, exactly. My PS4 used to keep going. Yeah, well, you remember, Joseph. So we were all there, well, except for Patrice. But most of us in the chat were there for that fiasco, Joseph. I remember it like it was yesterday. That's when the whole new mop debacle took place. Oh, okay. Yeah, you ran that thing into the ground. I'm surprised it was repairable, Joseph, because you kept going on and on with it, and it would quit, and it's like, I'm surprised you just didn't melt the thing the way you were going. if I can sway the boardroom, possibly. I would like to see another farming stream tonight, if possible. I know you guys are probably going to do the pro clubs thing, but if I can sway the board, I would like to see it'd be nice to see another farming tonight, picking up where you left off. Alright, so now I gotta dial this in. It's 2... 0. But of course, you know, you guys are gonna do what you're gonna do, but I think it would be fun to see some more farming. Yeah, or I guess a Lego game would be cool. Something chilled on a Monday would be a nice change of pace. Alright, we are on our way to Belgrade. 59 nautical miles. We should be, it just should be under almost 50 nautical miles at this point, or pretty soon it will be. Oop. Yes, sorry. I was thinking about farming. Nice. Alright, but thanks. I was worried. Oh, no. You're doing fine with it. I mean, to be an expert, you know, obviously somebody like Pete, for instance, is an expert, you know. But it takes time. But no, I think you're doing great with it. You know, you're just starting off and you're getting used to all the stuff. If some people are put off, that's on them. I just think, again, this is my personal opinion, but yeah, if it was a nice, relaxing stream on a Monday, you know, every once in a while, instead of the ranting with FIFA, you know, it would be great. But again, you guys are going to do it. Oh, well, Pithers, yeah, Pithers has been farming for quite some time. But, yeah. It'd be nice. A nice change of pace. Is to open the week up with all that. It doesn't set the week off in a good way. Or certainly not at the time when you guys are, you know, it's later in the evening for you and all that. But again, that's my take. Alright, well, we are nearing the end of our flight. We need to start dropping some altitude here. Pull back on the props just a little bit to sufficient. Yeah, I don't know, just but again, I'm just saying from a viewer perspective, we had a nice, chilled Monday stream kind of thing. You guys get so like, oh, with that FIFA game. Sometimes it's like, I swear it's like somebody's gonna have a coronary. And sometimes, quite honestly, it's not even who's playing the game. I swear sometimes I think Joseph's going to have a coronary when you guys play that game. Yeah. Yeah, it does help, because it's a different, if you played FS19, it seems like it's a much different game, there's more to do, and you kind of have to get used to the new way. But, anyways, yeah, that's my... Boy, we've kind of sipped the gas along the way. I'm surprised. But, hey, it's worked out very well. Yes, Amela. How may I assist you? Yeah, this has gone... Hey, we have just sipped the gas the entire way. I'm surprised. I would have thought we would have been well below, like in the 30% almost. I've not seen like a traditional mosque, but there is. I've been over by the hospital where I've gone to get my sleep study stuff done. There is a prayer center, but it's not like a traditional looking mosque. I don't know that. There's a lot of churches here. It's a mixture of Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, and what's it called? Not Baptist. Maybe it's a Baptist church. Methodists, I think, too. But yeah, no, not very many. I don't think there's a mosque, but I know there's a prayer center on the other side of town. Not far from the hospital. A lot of the people here who settled in the area are Slavic. Eastern Orthodox. I think even like Irish Catholic. Yeah. So they were already. I think they were kind of fairly well established here. Not to say, I mean, if there was, I'm sure there's plenty of empty areas, stuff that's just not being used for anything if they tore it down. I don't know, quite honestly, how people would feel if they wanted to build one here. I don't know. I don't expect that they would be upset about it, but you know, I don't know. I'm from I live in the New York area, Jody. I'm originally from California, the east bay of San Francisco Bay Area. So I grew up on the east side of, just across from San Francisco. I mean, I don't think many people would be bothered if they wanted to put one here. I don't know. You know, because I don't know that there's, you know, since I've lived here, there's not been a new church or anything built in the area. It's all been here for quite some time. So, but I know, you know, especially with the university, Binghamton University, for instance, you know, you have people from all different faiths, and so I think they try to accommodate that as much as they can. Well, Amila is the one to talk to, because Amila lives in the more well-known part of New York. I just moved up here, and it didn't work out the way I thought it would, and so I'm trying to plan my escape. Oh, you've been to Disney World in Florida. Disneyland's in California. I know what you meant. Yeah, it's a popular place to go for many folks from outside of America. Well, it was for many years a very popular place for summer vacations and whatnot for families. But, so, yeah, more upstate. Well, upstate for me. Yeah, I guess that's true. Milo's in the more exciting part of New York, I guess you could say. I saw that the Disney World, yes, you know, it's just, I don't, you know, it's one of those crazy things that, you know, I kind of feel that no matter what, it's a no-win situation for everyone. But, all right, take care, Patrice. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Yeah, I've kind of caught, you know, I've heard it, but you know, it's just like, I don't know that anything good's going to come out of it on either side of the issue. So, you know, it's just one of those crazy things that's happening in America. I know, that's why I keep up on all that stuff, but I don't pay much attention to it because it doesn't really impact me one way or the other. It's a fight that I don't have any. I don't want to say I don't want to say I don't have any skin in the game, but it's just, you know, I have more pressing things to be concerned about in my life. Disney and their and quite honestly, I never knew that existed until they brought it up. Like, I would have never, you know, I don't think many people in America ever knew that, or even around the world, that they had that special sort of relationship with Florida there in Disney World. Yeah, that was quite a surprise. But so we should be getting close soon. This is a 59 nautical mile part of our trip, so I think we will be getting there before we know it. Is that Belgrade approach? So basically there was a, well, I don't really want to get into it too much because it's one of those, it can be a bit of a contentious issue. Belgrade. Huh. There's just, it's a political issue, and there's a whole lot going on. They had, basically where they are located, they had their own government, and when some laws were passed for the state of Florida, Disney got in the mix of it, and everybody's like, that's not your place really. And so then the governor just said, well, oh, let's look at this, you have this special arrangement, let's just nix that. So basically that's what's happened in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it than that, that I don't want to get into, because I try to steer clear of all that kind of stuff, but because it could easily, people get heated one way or the other, and that's not what we're here for. So yeah, it's a very, but it's okay. I know you're asking because it's something you're not familiar with, but yeah, I try to avoid a lot of stuff because people can get very heated, and then things get said, and it just gets ugly. Yeah, there's a lot, and that's why most people never knew about that special arrangement, that they had their own government basically within Florida. And so it's they apparently thought that that meant that they couldn't be, like, they were untouchable, I guess. And for many years that's what it probably was. They were. And now with all this stuff that came to the surface, everybody's like, oh well. So that's, but again, it's one of those things that nobody's going to come out any the better for it, one way or the other. So that's the unfortunate part. All right, so we should be, I think we are fairly close to our destination. I know it's on the other side of this river, because we got lost before, and we were looking for our airport. So So our nav point is basically right in the middle, in front of where we're heading towards. What is it? Where we're heading to. Our nav point, that VOR DME is smack between our each end of the runway. So, but we're looking for runway 12. Which we've landed on before. So we're going to fly over, identify our runway, and then we'll come back around and come back, put it on the ground. So we still got a lot of, we've got to start really bleeding off our altitude here. Yeah, I just try to pay attention to news that I know impacts me directly, which, a lot of it doesn't, but people are very passionate about some things, and it's just like, I feel like I can spend my energy elsewhere, Oh yeah, the Fokker, it's, yeah, I love it. It's just much crazier to fly, quite honestly, than the Junkers 52 that I've been flying before. It's very, this high wing design, no flaps whatsoever to help you drop speed in a way that makes sense. So So our airport should be somewhere. I think I need to make a left or right. I think it's right. The way that the map is, it always confuses me which way I should be turning to get back towards the jet sometimes. You know, when I took a radio production class, we'll have a quick story time as we get ready to land here soon. So years ago, I took a radio production class at the community college, and one of the things that, excuse me, he was a local DJ, and I think he still is. He said, my advice to you, because, you know, we have to come up with a show, kind of, you know, but we basically play music and do our weather break, and then you have a little bit of a story time, but he said, whatever you do for your story portion of your broadcast, he said, steer clear of religion, politics. If you can, without, you know, you could talk about sports, but just be aware that how you're presenting your point of view about sports, and then he said you'll have a successful show, but as soon as you kind of get into that sort of area, so that's when you'll lose maybe half your audience right off the bat if you have a different opinion than them. So yeah. Nope, it's almost 20 after 9. Matter of fact, I just had to look at the time. I need to take my vitamins before I forget. The Fokker F.VIIb 3M-Retrofit. Jacob. Welcome to the stream. That's it right there. In the KLM livery. We're doing a 32-leg flight going to the former Dutch East Indies, the area now known as Indonesia. This is day 4 of our 32, or leg 4 of our 32-leg flight. So we're just barely into the trip. We'll be back in the Fokker F.VIIb tomorrow or Wednesday as we fly from here to Sofia, Bulgaria, on our way, continuing our way south. Yes, it is. You would go back to bed at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, Joseph, that's not good. By 9 o'clock, I would, if I'm sick, then I would be in bed still at this time, but that's getting late. I mean, I would feel bad if I stayed in bed that long, quite honestly. No, it is definitely not early. Although I was up pretty early this morning for no particular reason. I don't know why, but I was. Tried to go back to sleep. I was up about 4:30-ish this morning, and I could not go back to sleep, so I got up and just... That's our... We're from Leeds. Yeah, I know Leeds is in England. I know, I've heard of the area before, Jody. But matter of fact, I think there's an area... There's a Leeds, New York, I think, not far from Syracuse. If I remember correctly. Matter of fact, I'll look it up right now. Power of the internet on the phone. Leeds, New York. Yep. It's a hamlet, as they call it. Oh, in the Catskills, near the northern town line. Northwest village of Catskills. There we go. You're on flight sim, you would have heard. Yeah. Well, I've heard of Leeds, Leeds United, the football club. That's how I know Leeds. I don't know, because when I've flown the Spitfire over the UK for a while, I don't know if I ever passed over Leeds on the Spitfire. I have to look into that sometime. See if there's a couple RAF air bases that I can fly, and we can do a flight over Leeds. It's been a while since we've been in the Spitfire. Come to think of it, no, I reckon just as a special thing, I don't think the flight from Salinas to Santa Rosa will take very long on Saturday. I think we could do a flight in the Spitfire over that area. I'll come up with a little flight plan. See if we can't do a little flyover in the Spitfire. Since it seems like it's been ages since we've been in the Spitfire. So. Yeah, we might do a little extra bonus flight on Saturday in the Spitfire. How about that? I'm sure there's got to be a couple RAF bases. We can skirt over. We can take off and land. I'll see what I can come up with. See if we can still land it without crashing. Should be coming, once we get through the clouds here, we should be round about where we need to be. We'll come up with our plan, we'll come around and... Oh yeah, well, if you go through my, on their shorts, I think there's one in particular when I flew under a bridge in the UK. It was a very tough challenge. Yep, there's our airport. Right there. Okay, so 1-2 should be off our right wing tip there. Kind of make sure we can see our runway, but that should be it right there, based on the layout of the airport. Yep. Should be right about there. But yeah, I've flown. It was Spitfire Saturday initially. We were flying that, and then when the Lightning came out, I was like, oh, let's fly something different on Saturdays now. So yeah, I think we can bring it back for a special flight this Saturday. Come up with a little there it is. All right, so we don't need this anymore. Oh no, it just crashed. No, Oh, I overstressed the aircraft and it was what? Oh, no, we didn't land. Oh, no. Wow. There was no warning at all. It just said I overstressed and caused critical damage. Like, how? Wow. Well, that's what happens, apparently, when you have realistic stuff. Yeah. Just overstress the aircraft and cause critical damage. Wow. Okay. Everything was in the green. There was no, like, I don't know. It's very weird. Wow. Well, okay. Well, now we know what to expect. So, yep, I guess I'm going to have to practice that a little bit more before I bring it into a stream, but now we know what is possible with with this sort of thing on. So, well, we're not going to restart it. So anyways, we'll just wrap it up right here then. I guess I will see you all. Yeah, I can turn it off in the settings. I wanted to do the fuel thing mostly, but I think we'll do that next flight. We'll just measure the fuel, but we won't have the damage on, just to kind of take things one step at a time. But yeah, wow, I did not think I had overstressed I thought everything was right within the tolerances, but apparently not. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK time. We will be in the 737 MAX going from Jacksonville to Newport News. So should be a nice little flight there. And then we'll go from, we'll pretend that we managed to make it to Belgrade. We called in an emergency landing and we made it. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. So do enjoy the rest of your Monday morning, afternoon, evening, early Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. I will see you all later. Peace. Live long and prosper.